Hi, this is Sarah from Align with Sarah. This month we're talking about balance, and this week I would like to offer a video that talks about the balance between being and doing. And let's talk about those concepts for a little bit because I remember when I was first introduced to the concept of being, where all throughout my, I want to say like my education uh, journey, and I was heavily involved in the sports environment. And uh, I mean, moving forward into what my family did for a living, there was all this focus on doing, doing, doing. What are we going to do today? What are we going to accomplish? And I would say probably 20s, 30s, something like that. There was this concept of, yeah, there's also like being that you need to be paying attention to. And it ties into the concept of what intention are you bringing into your X, Y, or Z, your exercise routine, or sitting at your desk to get work done, or interacting with other people in your life, interacting with just generally responsibilities in your life. That's the being part. It's the tip of that iceberg of being, I guess I should say. So how are you being? So if you're walking through your list and like, oh, I got this done, I got this done, I got this done. How are you being as you arrived? How were you being? How are you feeling? What was the intention when you were finished with that task or when you're going through that task? That's where this opens up that concept of mindfulness. And I tend to kind of lean over towards I'm very, very up in my head. I think about a lot of things. I see lots of layers of everything that they tie together or they kind of deepen my experience. And for me, the balance, I need to kind of lean back over into other parts of just being up in my head so much. I am an action taker, but I know what I need. I have found that balance where I need to just begin. I can get very lost in hours and days and who even knows how much time with worrying about how to start and how the whole thing is going to come together. Um, I can take all of that energy and just push it into like just do something, and that really works well for me. So I'm taking my thinking, my energy that's getting lost in my head, all of this being, and planning, and push it back, like find some balance where there is actually going to be movement, where at that fulcrum point of where we've decided, this balance, like this is not working because I'm way over here. This measuring system, this leveling system is not working because I'm way over here. There's no movement, there's no momentum, there's no rhythm other than the cycling. Cycling is not necessarily a rhythm. Cycling is cycling. Kind of coming back to the same place that we started from the beginning, and really, putting that intention of saying, oh, okay, well, this is not working, this is not getting these things done. And we can go through all kinds of processes, making promises, finding help, setting schedules, the what do I say, public commitment for saying, why doesn't everyone come over for a party? And then, of course, the house needs to get clean, or this needs to happen, or that needs to happen. Where we find those things to really to help shift that leveling system, where okay, now we need action. And that's my example. Sometimes people are more in the action mode, where they're very focused on the doing and the accomplishing, which is wonderful. But then, here's me over here in my head where I believe so strongly that if we don't know the backstory of what we believe, if we have this financial goal, if we don't really connect to what is in our mind about the success of people financially, if we believe that they are, they have to cheat and lie and um, knock everyone else around, or knock everyone else down around them to get where they need to go. They can walk over people. Of course, we're not going to want to be that person. So we're going to push that away. We're going to push that experience away. If we believe that partnerships don't work, we're going to create those environments that reinforce that thinking. And of course, we're going to struggle in relationships because that piece is so foundational. If we have this thought, we never acknowledge it, that it's so deeply inside of us where, this happened and this happened and this happened. Well, we're reliving that same moment. We're manifesting that. We're believing in that. We're bringing that out. And see how much is in my head? It's craziness. But once we change that, once we actually like try to push out and look and find and tip that scale, as being like, oh, this doesn't work. Look at all of these experiences. And of course, we're just focusing on that experience. These financially successful people are jerks. This X, Y, and Z, this is what I believe, and this is what I'm going to look for. When we push ourselves out of that tunnel vision and say, well, like, wow, look at this person. They donate millions of dollars for relief funding. They get their hands in the mud and they go out and they change the world. They make the world a better place by doing this, this, and this. And their money makes that able to happen. So when we find examples outside of our own belief system, it starts to open up that window. It starts to tip that scale, that balance. It starts to tip it into a very adding mindfulness and a very more functional and a more balanced experience on Earth. Because if we just, you know, put our tunnel vision goggles, whatever, hands up, we're only ever going to be in that cycle of our own belief systems until we actively go out and find something else to challenge that and to push that, to stretch that, to see, well, maybe my experience for my first 5, 6, 7, 10, 25 years, 40 something years, maybe that experience was because I had these blinders on. What is this belief system that's contributing to this blinder? What is this blinder? And opening them up. This is the work that I am so passionate about doing. It has changed my life, and it has helped me to really open up my mind and get that into action where to it's helped to direct me into manifesting many, many things that I can learn and incorporate into my life and then go forward and help incorporate them into other people's lives. So these little things that change, they add up to lots of things. And tipping that scale, that being versus doing, which side do you tend to be on? I'm just curious. Do you tend to be a doer or do you tend to be kind of lost in your head with like the being about how all of this fits together? Um, and how can you tip that back a little bit? And what does it take for you to get in your head a little bit? Or what does it take to get out of your head a little bit? So those are just some questions, kind of open up that conversation for you to have honestly with yourself to kind of peek around the corner and see what else is out there and realize that is this curtain in front of you or this tunnel vision or whatever it is, and that there is something on the other side. And it might be more of your belief systems, but I can guarantee you that there is just as many or an infinite amount of more, right? Because that if you got the newsletter, I talked about that, the difference between 6 inches and 1 inch, and how there's an infinite amount of points in between both of them. So that is going to be turned into a blog, which is going to be coming up soon to be posted on the website, which I might actually have time to do that today. And now that I'm thinking of it, I might as well just do it. So, yeah, check out that blog. I will put a link in the description here. And we're just about at the end of, or we're just about at the middle of September, and the 2-week tweak is approaching the end of its 4th week, being posted up there for a free resource for anyone to take advantage of that. So around this time last month, I really felt like I was needing a tweak because I was really lost in this like negativity and frustration. And I took a journey. I took my own journey. All the skills that I have, they have come into my life to benefit me and help me and heal me and optimize my environment to heal. So I really dusted off the shelf and uh, paid specific attention to what I was feeling like I needed And that journey I shared with everyone, including you, if you want to go check that out. It's listed on a hidden page on the website, so you do need the link below to go find that. And it will be listed until September 15th is when I'll be taking that down. And that's going to be moving on into a resource, into a paid resource later on, hopefully this month. And so then it will still be available, but you might as I mean, you can take advantage of it right now for free and find a resource of your own, find some inspiration, and go with that and enjoy it. Let me know how it goes, and let me know in the comments if you're if you tend to be. Are you on in my space here with the being part, like way up into the head, or are you a doer where you really are very focused on the accomplishments of your day? So that's it for this video. Thank you so much for being here, and I will talk to you again very soon.